So earlier today, I was thinking about the Packers, and one thought crossed my mind that I hadn't really thought too much about in this sort of context. And when we look at the Packers and their running back situation, Aaron Jones gone, Josh Jacobs here, drafted Marshawn Lloyd from USC in the third round, A.J. Dillon back. There's going to be that competition at the second running back job. And I was thinking about the Packers and their, the back group for the past couple seasons. And we really saw it last year when Aaron Jones went down with injury early in the season and was out a long while. The Packers offense really struggled. It wasn't only because Aaron Jones was gone. I think that Jordan Love was trying to figure things out. He was developing and growing that chemistry with lots of those other young receivers. But there was no doubt that when Aaron Jones came back healthy, he really transformed the Packers and their offense. And this isn't to talk about Aaron Jones and be sad about him gone, even though I am still sad that Aaron Jones is no longer on the Packers. And it's even more sad that he chose to go to the Minnesota Vikings. But the thing with that whole situation, with just Aaron Jones in Green Bay, for the past few seasons, A.J. Dillon has been the second running back. And so when Aaron Jones was not on the field, A.J. Dillon can still, he's still a somewhat solid back. I'd say he's average to below average. You look at his pay, he didn't get paid that much to come back to Green Bay for the 2024 year. But when Aaron Jones was off the field, you no longer had that explosiveness, that threat of a monster play that we saw from Aaron Jones time and time again. You no longer had that threat on the field. And so because the Packers like to split their reps in the backfield, as most teams do now in the NFL, just so that you can keep your running back safe and hopefully healthy so that when the playoffs come around, they're able to go. Because the Packers do that, half the time, however much of the time Aaron Jones wasn't on the field, you just sort of are losing a lot of that firepower. And so now looking at this 2024 backfield, I like what the Packers have done. You have Josh Jacobs there. We know what he can be. I think that with this Packers offense, he's going to be in a much better position than he has in years past. With the Raiders, they faced a ton of stacked boxes just because of how poor their offense was last year. And so coming to Green Bay with Jordan Love, the receiver unit, he's going to have a lot more light boxes to go against, which should, I think, make him perform at an even higher level. But looking at Marshawn Lloyd being the running back too, this is what I like, is that, as I was saying, with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, when you lost Aaron Jones off the field, you sort of lost that explosiveness, that elusiveness, that speed, the breakaway speed that Aaron Jones has. And so now with Josh Jacobs there, I think you have that in Josh Jacobs as the number one running back. The Packers still plan to split carries. And so if Marshawn Lloyd ends up being the running back too, which right now that would be my guess, just based on where they drafted him, his skill set, looking at just how insanely talented and how well he played in college. With Marshawn Lloyd being that running back too, you no longer lose that much explosiveness. And I'm not saying that Marshawn Lloyd is necessarily as good as Josh Jacobs, which he could be. There's a chance that he becomes that level of running back because of his elusiveness, his explosiveness, his crazy speed. But if Marshawn Lloyd wins that running back 2 job, when Josh Jacobs goes off the field, you still have a guy who can break away at any time. You have a guy who can do similar things to, I think, what Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones could do. That's partly to do with how he's built. Marshawn Lloyd, 5'9", 210, very similar to Aaron Jones, who was 5'9", 207. So basically, when it comes to height and weight, Aaron Jones and Marshawn Lloyd, basically the same. A.J. Dillon, a much bigger back, 6 foot, 247. He does look a lot thinner, in my opinion, if you guys have seen some of the pictures coming out from like OTAs and minicamp. It seems to me that A.J. Dillon could have some more explosiveness because I feel like if you lose some of that weight, that you're probably a more explosive back. And so maybe we see some more of that from him this season when he is in there. But I just love the fact that the Packers drafted Lloyd, and there's that potential of when Josh Jacobs is no longer in the field, you don't really lose any of that speed and explosiveness, which I think having A.J. Dillon as the second back, at least last season in the way he was built, you sort of lost a lot of that explosiveness on the field. And so Marshawn Lloyd, I think, has a chance to be a very, very good back in the NFL when it comes to running, when it comes to catching. And you have a guy who can do similar things to Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs when they're not on the field. And it would be nice, if, back in the day, so many running backs carried so much of the load where they're the 3-down workhorse backs, which Josh Jacobs can do. But we've seen from the Packers, they like to split the backfield so that they don't, risk injury. The less you're out there, obviously, the less chance you have of getting injured, dinged up. And this Packers team is going to, be competing in the playoffs, I think, for years and years. And so you want to keep guys like Josh Jacobs fresh. And so I think that was a smart move by Gutekunst to draft Marshawn Lloyd in the 3rd round because, you have that speed and explosiveness even when Josh Jacobs isn't on the field. So that's where I think there could be a huge difference in this Packers backfield as opposed to previous years. But I'd be curious to hear what you guys think about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe if you want more Packers content, and I'll see you guys next time.